And we are live. Okay, welcome everyone to a new episode of our leadership series. I have with me a beautiful guest, an incredible woman that I've been admiring through her incredible posts and work in LinkedIn and also around the world, Meher Mirchandani. Welcome, my dear Meher.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited for this conversation.
Me too. I'm so happy. So, the leadership series is invites incredible leaders around the world to share their journey because the essence of it is really how can we extract the meaning of leadership through experience. And I think it's incredible how you started and how you became today empowering people to 10x their growth. And I love that bold objective. Tell me how this all started from the beginning.
Absolutely. So, my journey started when we came to Dubai. I was 3 years old. My parents got us to Dubai, and my father came to 10x himself and his business. And it started everything in Dubai. He came here to set up garment manufacturing units
Uh-huh.
when I was 3 years old, and
Mhm.
there was no looking back. He really scaled himself from a small factory in India to producing 1 million pieces a month.
What?
And yes,
That's
because
more
he was
than 10 eggs.
supplying
That's like
to,
a million eggs. That's
yes, exactly.
incredible.
So he was like
Yes.
in a very small place in India, in Bombay.
Uh-huh.
And when he came to Dubai, he got this great opportunity. He met the chairman of DP World, His
Uh-huh.
Excellency Sultan, and
Yes.
he showed him everything that Dubai was going to be.
Yes.
And my father believed in it. He trusted his, I think
Vision.
he had faith, he trusted his vision. He is still very passionate about life and
That's
business.
incredible.
And he started his journey. So from one factory, even in Dubai, we grew to 20 factories and producing million pieces a month, supplying to stores such as BHS, Debenhams, Gap, Macy's,
Wow.
in the UK and US. So
I
that's
had
how
no idea.
his journey started. And I saw it all growing up.
That's incredible. So you actually produced that in Dubai. Oh,
Yes,
this
yes,
Jen. That's incredible. So you were like in the beginning before the dream became any of reality, like no evidence, and he believed.
yes, absolutely. There was nothing. There was no roads, there was no infrastructure.
Yeah.
It was 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Wow. That's incredible. I love it. This is what ignited your dream of Fashion Week of New York.
Absolutely.
Now I can understand.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we spoke about.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I saw all this growing up, all this growth, abundance in Dubai, and my father working so hard, being so passionate about his work, getting up early in the morning and going, traveling, everything. So kids are impressionable, right?
Of
So
course.
everything that he did, I think really had a huge impact on me and my upbringing. I mean my growing up, my belief system, my subconscious programming.
Yeah.
And all did is like I wanted to excel in school so I could start my fashion label. And the fashion label
Hmm.
I wanted to do more high fashion.
Okay.
So I took fashion designing and marketing in university,
Uh-huh.
and then I graduated in London in
Mhm.
AIU. The university is called. From I went from Dubai, American
American
University of
University of
Dubai,
Dubai. Yes.
and
Uh-huh.
then I went to London.
Mhm.
Graduated from there, and as soon as I came back, I launched my fashion label.
You did. What was it
Yeah,
called?
in
What is it?
2002.
What is it called?
So initially it was called Affascinaire, and then it changed to Meher and Ridhima. I
Meher.
started it with my best friend,
Uh-huh.
We initiated the whole brand with my best friend Ridhima. So it was
Uh-huh.
Meher and Ridhima.
And what were you making? Like laundresses?
Dubai. Oh, we were making, yes, we were making more. I want to say high-end fashion, not
Uh-huh.
couture, but
Not
more
couture.
luxury high-end fashion, like evening wear for
Uh-huh.
women.
That's nice, nice. Like
And we
ball
wore all our
dresses.
dresses most of the time. We wore. I mean, even now, I have some really amazing dresses that I
You
keep
do?
wearing. Yes, yes,
I love
yes.
that. And what had become of this brand, Meher and
So
Redani?
we did it for 15 years,
That's
and we
pretty
were
good.
supplying. Yeah, we were supplying to. We had an agent in the US. We had an agent in Milan. So we were supplying to stores in Europe and the US and GCC, of course, like Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar.
Mhm.
We were in Harvey Nichols in Dubai, Qatar, and Kuwait. We There was a really
Nice.
nice, pretty store called Villa Moda. Also in these places, we were supplying there, and then there were a lot of stores in the US that we were supplying. It was about 25 stores in the US and about 10 stores in the GCC.
That's incredible. That's a
Yeah, it
pretty
was. I mean, we had a
fun.
great run. It was amazing.
Uh-huh.
But then, 15 years down the line, there was a huge online disruption happening, and
Oh,
the stores were also trying to go online. So the
that's
stores that we were
true.
supplying to, the physical stores, they were trying to go online,
Mm.
and they didn't know. So they didn't want to invest. So they were expecting the designers to invest.
Oh yeah.
So they were asking us to produce a lot of stock and give it to them for online sales.
And then you just wait for things to be sold or not, which you could do yourself, right? Like, what would you even give it to the stores? You can set it up yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. So there was, at that time, there was a huge investment that we needed to redo into the business. And I
Mm.
had just given birth to my twins, my twin girls who are
Yeah,
13 now.
congratulations. Yes.
So
Mm.
I was a bit uncertain. My friend also was pregnant.
Mm.
So we were a bit uncertain of
So the
traveling,
context of
understanding
your
the,
life, yeah, the
yeah.
context of your life had changed a little bit. It was like more
Yeah.
focused on me and being a mom. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I was a bit vulnerable. I was a bit scared. I was like, how would I
Of
do
course.
this? Because, I was traveling a lot that time. But
Mm.
again, I didn't know that how things would turn up, and I was a bit unsure, uncertain. So I decided to put a hold on the fashion brand.
Mm.
And before I actually put a hold on the fashion brand, I was in and out. I was feeling a bit skeptical of how things would be now that I had delivered my twins and they were premature.
Oh,
So,
you had to really be there. It's like you were like a full-time mom.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
It's like
that,
when you're a full-time mom, it's like you enter in this bubble and it's like everything else doesn't matter
yeah,
anymore, right? For like
yeah,
a
you're just
moment.
in a different mindset, and then
Completely.
as
As
women,
women,
we
yeah.
need to prioritize,
And
right? We need to
it's a beautiful
prioritize.
time to give to ourselves, isn't it? Like no guilt, no feeling anything. It's like it's just this is a context where I want to be fully me as a mom. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you want to do the best you can for these little angels who have come into your life, and it's like
Exactly.
God's creation, and it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. So
It's a
that
miracle. You're like, ah,
yeah,
yeah. It's a miracle that becomes bigger than anything
yeah,
else. So you're like, ah,
absolutely.
okay, I'll come back to the other stuff. They can wait. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
So
love
so
that.
then I was so then I was thinking what I should be doing, and should I hold it? What shall I do? So in the meanwhile, my parents invited me to the family business
Oh,
in
okay.
2012. They
And
invited
they
me.
didn't invite you before, or you didn't want to?
I already had my own business I was focusing on.
Okay.
So I
Mm.
was so focused. I was supplying to a lot of stores. I was producing about 500 pieces a month and supplying to a lot of stores, like I said, in the GCC and in
Yes.
Europe. So
Wow.
I had my hands full. I
You
had
had
like
like a full time.
40 tailors, 40 seamstresses and tailors and
Mm.
pattern makers and everything. So I had a full-fledged business. So I was very happy where I
Yeah.
was and what I was doing.
Mm. I
So,
love that.
so I didn't think of joining the family business. But
Mm.
when I was contemplating if I should join the family business, that's when they invited me, and then I started thinking, and I was like, you know what, if I want to put a hold on my fashion business, then I would love to do this.
Yes.
And so, with that intention, I joined the family business.
Oh.
But what happened is when I was not able to, I want to say I was not able to get where I wanted to in my fashion business, which is
Mm.
the New York Fashion Week. Of course, I did a lot of exhibitions in
You
Paris.
you
Uh,
did.
yeah, yeah, in Paris, in US. I did a lot of. I want to say during Paris Fashion Week, I was
You
available.
were
I was
there.
doing a lot of
You were
exhibitions.
there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice. So you
but
kind of
because I
really,
could not pursue it,
uh,
I started feeling bad about myself.
oh,
And that's where
yeah.
the journey actually started to my
We
true
do, we
leadership.
do feel bad. You're like, I wish I pushed it a little bit. I wish I waited a little longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So you
always
always have this confusion,
bitterness.
this self doubt, this
Yeah.
what
It's
else could I
bitterness,
have done?
right? It's like a sorrow. It's almost like, "Ah, I didn't finish. I don't, there's some grief because like it
Yeah.
stops way too early. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, of course, I thought I would get there. And then when I didn't see that I could get there, then that's when I started living in a very dark tunnel. There was a
Oh.
lot of disappointment.
Hmm.
I was upset. I was like, oh, why can't I do this? Why can't I get what I wanted to achieve? Why can't I be there? Why can't I be a huge fashion designer like others? So that led me to a lot of self limiting beliefs, a lot of triggers, a lot of victim mentality.
Yes.
And I started living in a very dark place in my
Oh.
head because I thought, oh,
Hmm.
this was not my version of reality. This is not what I wanted. Why was I handed over this? and and so like they say, you need to break for the light to enter. So I actually started living in a lot of pain, thinking
Oh.
that life is not my version of
Hmm.
who I want to be, of what I want to be.
Hmm.
And that pain actually led me to doing a lot of healing, past life regression therapy, healing. I tried a lot of modalities to understand what was missing in my life because I kept thinking something is missing. What am I not enjoying? I was not able to enjoy the journey of life.
Hmm.
And what I
And
learned,
your girls,
sorry,
how old were they? Your little girls at that time?
they were they in it, they were not there while I was building this all up.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
but when you start feeling down, they were not
Uh,
there
s-
either.
no, they were born in 2012, and I was doing the fashion brand from 2000. So I was already 10 year into the business, and I was
Mm.
already feeling all of this in my early, I want to
Oh,
say,
really?
like mid 20s.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I
Before
was
you
already
even let
feeling,
it go, like you already start questioning. Mm.
yeah, because it was difficult to get there where I wanted to. So
It is.
it was a lot of work, a lot of traveling, a lot of challenges. I also
Mm.
got married at that time when I launched my label. So
Mm.
getting into the new life. So everything felt like everything was against me.
Oh, mm. Yeah. That's a feeling that every woman knows. I mean, we all go through that phase somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And in fact, when they were born, it was even more hard hitting because I was like, why am I feeling this way? And if I feel this way, how will I serve them as a parent? And that's when I started, in fact, when I got pregnant and just before I delivered, I started doing a lot of healing,
Okay.
um, just to understand
One.
that what is my purpose here on earth? Why am I
Mm.
feeling like that? Because I
Mm.
also did feel that my life would change once they arrive. So that
Yes, of
was the
course.
time I started doing a lot of work on myself.
Mm.
And that's when I realized that the missing piece of puzzle in my life is self love. I'm
Yeah.
not loving myself,
Oh my.
honoring myself,
Ah.
and I'm not validating myself. And I'm doing this fashion brand and I want to do
Which
everything
no
just
one
for
could guess,
external
right?
validation. Nobody
And
could
that
get.
no one would have seen that because when you see you from afar, you're like, wow, look at this incredible, beautiful life, and somebody who's following her dream. Yet no one knows what is happening in the inside but you.
Absolutely.
Mm. Well, thank
What
you for.
you go through, no, the world doesn't know.
No, of course not. And that's what makes it even more lonely, right? Because people will think you're surrounded with all this activity, but more you are, more you find yourself alone inside of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because
And
what goes on in your head, your vision, your perception of life, if that is not happening, then you are struggling, but the world doesn't see it because the world doesn't
doesn't
know
see
that.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
on the
world
opposite,
is.
it's like, why you even feel this? You should not be feeling that. It's just like it's almost you, and it grows. The gap grows because like no
Yes.
one understands me, you know.
Yeah.
So it feels even harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So more you went up afar from everything else, that's where you're like, you know what? I need to love me. That's how it starts.
Yeah, absolutely. I realized after all my sessions, my healing sessions, I realized that I'm not in love with myself. And
Mm.
everything that I'm doing is for external validation. And if
Even
I'm,
going after your dream.
I felt so at some point that it was maybe it was more for external validation to
Yeah.
fulfill me.
Yes. Um,
And then along the journey, I actually realized that nothing external can fulfill you.
Nothing,
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. And I think this is the most beautiful message this morning. Don't ever wait for anything from outside to
Yeah,
come and
but
make you
most people are
change.
living like that. Like I'm a. So let me tell you my journey, and then I'll tell you what.
Okay, okay, sure.
So
Hmm.
so when I experienced those hard truths, when I understood that I'm not loving myself, I started working on myself. I joined the entrepreneurs organization, which is called EO. I joined a forum, and through a lot of peer-to-peer learning, I understood that life is more about everybody's life has challenges, and life is more about self discovery, about more about transforming, becoming the better version of yourself. Because in EO also they believe that success is something you attract by the person you become, and I was doing nothing to become a better person. All I wanted was is that chase material outside happiness. And that's what we are taught in school also. At least at that time we were taught in school about success, achievements, getting the best grades, being in the best schools, best universities, getting the best job. So this is how our world was made, and so was the schooling system. So this is what we thought, chasing material success is everything, and that's why we are here on this earth. But when
Yes.
when you discover yourself, setbacks, failures, challenges, you realize there's more to life, and life is not as per your terms. But how do you make it full for you? How do you feel complete in this life full of challenges? How do you grow yourself? What are the challenges teaching you? How do you have to evolve? So all those questions came along in my late 20s, early 30s.
Mm.
And when I actually went inwards with a lot of reflection, meditation, journaling, understanding who I was, what was my mission here on this earth, after I did all those healing sessions, I realized that most of us are here on a purpose of evolution and to give back. And we
Yes.
all thrive when we give back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we just need to find that meaning of how you want to give back. How do
Yeah.
you want to become a better version of
I
yourselves?
love that. I love that. How do you want to give back? And we often take that out of the equation. It's more like,
Yeah.
what am I going to
What do I
do?
want to get?
Yes, what do I want to get? Exactly. Instead of like, what is it that I want to get back?
Yeah.
So it
That's how
changed.
we all live. Most of us live like this, and because and then what I did is that I started feeling so much better about my life, my journey, and about myself, and about being motivated in life, self motivation, being driven to just be the best version of myself, irrelevant of my circumstances, because that doesn't need much. Reading books, by understanding more, learning more, expanding my horizon. So reading books, reflection, journaling, meditation, exercise. So soul, body, mind, I started working on myself to become a better version of myself. And when I actually started getting the wisdom, I transformed completely. I understood what life was all about, and then I wrote the first book, which is Come Alive, Don't Just Exist.
I love that. The title is so perfect. Come alive.
Absolutely, because most of us don't are not alive. We are
No,
living, but we're not
because we're
alive.
young.
And that's
Yes.
exactly what happened with me.
Yes.
So
Ah.
as soon as I transformed, I started feeling so much better in my own skin. I started accepting myself for who I was, my journey. I started seeing life as half full rather than half empty, because it's all about
Exactly.
your perception.
You're like in an energy of abundance, in fullness, no more of
Yes,
lack. And
yes,
your beautiful daughters are watching all of that and they're like eating all of it. You're like sinking it in.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I really believe that when you become the person you have aspired to be, you start inspiring everybody
Of
around you.
course. Of
And that's
course.
what happened with me. Like when I joined the family business, I was already working on myself to become a better version of myself, and I was inspiring everybody around me.
Mm.
So when I was invited to the family business, I was still working on myself, and that's when I also actually got a huge shift, because I felt that if I cannot impact myself, how can I impact the bottom line of this family business?
Funny. Yes,
And
exactly.
how can I create money if I'm not able to understand who I am and what I want? And
Mm.
that's where my leadership journey started, where I knew that I had to first scale myself to scale this business, and I started doing that, and I started understanding myself more.
Mm.
And
I love that. Like you scale yourself from your own understanding and positivity that can compound and 10x itself, right? Yes.
absolutely, so that's what I talk. And then when I started impacting the family business
Uh-huh.
and growing the family business, all its vertical, I understood that how a person, or how you as a leader, is so related to your leadership, right? And to the company, and how you want to grow the company. So it has a huge relationship.
Yeah. Can,
And
can we can we say that this is connected to your energy, the energy that you bring to the business, the energy that you
absolutely,
bring to people around you?
your
And
energy
you,
speaks before you speak, right?
of
Your
course. So
energy
you had
talks to
yes.
everybody.
Mm-hmm. And you
So
took time to like 10x the positiveness of your energy by because
yes,
I want to use your image of really growth within you before being able to help anyone do the same.
absolutely. You cannot, I don't believe in leadership you can tell people what to do. You have to
Oh,
show them. And same with motherhood
oh
or
yes,
parenting.
absolutely.
Actions speak louder than words.
Hmm.
If you are
Action
being
speaks, word that just
absolutely,
control. Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So and to be an authentic leader, you need to model it. It's all about modeling as a parent or as a leader. Are you modeling what you want your team to be and what you want your business to be? And that's how my entire journey started. And then I went ahead and wrote my second book, which was just launched last month, called Leadership Reset. And that
Congrats.
actually,
That's what's
thank
important.
you.
This is why I was like, I love your story. It's through the launch.
Yes.
Congratulations. Do you have a copy? Can we look at it so that we
I
can?
don't have the copy of the second book because it just launched 10-20 days ago.
Uh-huh.
It's all in India. I haven't picked
But
it
we
up.
can drop the link for people to get
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Excellence.
Absolutely. I'll
Leadership
send you the link
means
to both my
yes.
books.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, coming in live, that's something we all need to read. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there is a moment where like we are numb from some parts of our lives and we almost need like a wake up call. And
Yes.
how it felt this morning. It's like, okay, wake up, everybody, take time, reset yourself, and then you can go. What about the
Uh,
second one? How would you add? Because you talk a lot about self connection in your
yes.
way of being.
Yes.
How
So what I talk about is, because the first book is mostly about building yourself up.
mm,
What self-love means. It means, because some people don't understand what self-love means, and nor did I understand
no.
until I went through the whole process.
Mm,
So self-love is not selfish. It is, self-love is when you are able to give time to yourself, connect with yourself, and understand that what are your limiting beliefs? Where are you limiting yourself? So how to identify the limiting beliefs, how to reprogram those limiting beliefs, how to actually eliminate those beliefs,
mm,
reprogram, eliminate, how to let go of everything that is not serving you, and finally you fall in love with yourself.
yeah.
So it's a process. It's a step process, which I write in my first book about self love. So this is the first book is like a sequel, like it's the first part of the second book. So
Mm,
it talks about how to scale yourself for 10x growth in all areas of your life.
yes.
And then in the second book, I write about how, when you become this person, you will be able to 10x your business with
Hmm.
putting the right uh, conscious measures and processes in place. Uh,
Mhm.
so, uh, so there is a level of consciousness for business and workplace. And so, how you will be able to raise yourself on that level of consciousness and conscious business once you are able to be the person, because that's when you will understand. When you become aware of yourself, your surroundings, of who you want to be, of your limiting beliefs and everything, that's when you are able to be more aware, connected, and compassionate with your team members.
Mhm.
So it's, the second book is more about how culture drives growth.
Mm.
Because as we know since years, and a lot of people have said it, a lot of the big gurus have said it, culture eats strategy any day of the week, or culture beats strategy any day of the week. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. So, when people talk only about strategy, about, perks and benefits that the company can give, but if it's a toxic culture, people will not be able to stay.
That's true.
Retention is number one to
Mm.
succeed in any business. So I talk about retention, how to retain people, how to build a culture of compassion that
Mm.
will help you lead with your heart, soul, and mind. So it's
Mhm.
alignment. The
It's
book talks a
aligned.
lot about alignment. It also talks
Mm.
about how big businesses that saw so much 10x growth failed because they were not culturally aware of what the needs of the people are. Because we are human beings, we are not human doings. So we
Yes.
do need connection.
I like
We
that.
do
We are
need
human
connection
beings.
with
Mm. It's
we do
all
need
about
connection with
connection.
each other.
Yeah. And
and
we
and
need connection with each other, and the connection will make sense when the connection with ourselves, when the self connection is pure and clean and authentic.
Absolutely. And also, it is that when you are able to connect with yourself, only then
Yes.
you will be able to connect with everyone around you,
Exactly.
including
That's
your
how it
leadership
works.
team and your people at home and your
Mm.
children. And that's what we miss, right? We are not able to connect with people, and we just want to give them, either we want to give the kids the iPad or gifts and just like get done with it, or we want to give like benefits and bonuses all the time and just like, let people not feel anything and just let them just do their work. So
Mm.
I don't believe this life is transactional or superficial. I feel there are a lot of layers and depth in life, and only when you go deep inside you that you will be able to actually deeply connect with everyone around you and create this amazing conscious self-aware business and life, which will
Mm.
actually feel, at the end of the day, you will feel fulfilled and you will feel you're giving unconditionally, and the people who interact with you will be happy. They will
Mm.
live in a happy, positive, abundant uh, mind. They will live with that mindset and live in that kind of energy,
Yes.
which
Yes.
will help your business grow tenfolds. So this is everything that I write in my book, and I give tools, guides, a lot of examples of how things, what things work, what doesn't work,
Do not work.
even live examples of case studies from different businesses and my own business, how it works, the importance of values, vision, the big hairy audacious goal, and how we all can strive towards either each other but consciously.
Mm, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I love the way you have brought it back to the guides, like tools, like what do I do? But in reality, when it's brings us full circle about you feel fulfilled when you give, and in the giving, it's not about you give money, you give bonuses, you give things, but it's you give your connection, your authentic connection. You give
Yes,
that
absolutely.
part of you, and this is so beautiful because the way you've connected it to business, because at the end we look for money, we want growth, we want bottom line, we want things that it's like you results, but it all
But
comes
that is
down.
a bottom, that is anyways a byproduct, right?
It is a byproduct, exactly.
Money, growth of bottom line, 10xing your business is a byproduct of who you are and who you are making your organization.
Yes,
What
because
is
the
the why of
organization,
the organization that
yeah,
Simon Sinek talks about, What is the
yeah,
greater
exactly.
purpose? What is
What's
the
the
greater purpose
why?
that you are living in
Yeah,
and for?
yeah.
So as part of the company initiative, we have 35 students that we support in India, Bangladesh, and Nepal.
Hmm.
And the why is this. So every time my father would say that, why would you want to grow this business? I was like, so I can make a greater impact, not only with my coaching but also with education. So we are educating women, girls, mainly girl child education is important to us as a why of our company. and we are also helping other children get educated in these countries.
Mm. I love it. And before we end, I have a question I have to ask you. What happened to your fashion dream? Did you
So I
put
put
that
it on
aside?
hold and I didn't really go back to it.
Okay. Is it something you might come back to?
2015.
And is
I
it
put it on
something?
hold.
So it's on hold, so it's not stopped. So you might come back to it one day, maybe.
I'm not sure because I'm really enjoying where I am. I'm growing the
Okay.
family business and we are actually growing multifolds.
Oh, that's even better.
So
Yeah. Mm.
exactly. I'm super excited to be with my team. I have a fantastic, brilliant team of conscious individuals who
Mm.
strive to grow the company. I strive to make sure they are growing and they are happy
Mm.
along the journey because it's all about the journey. There is no destination.
It is. It is. And it becomes a bigger project. It's like your fashion is now even bigger because you serve multiple fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what our responsibility is, right? It's not only to make wealth, but it's
Yeah.
whoever's along the journey. How are we contributing to their well-being, to their livelihood? So that's the whole. That's the huge. I want to say the vortex that entrepreneurs
It
and leaders create, right? That you're
is.
not only responsible for the bottom line of the business, but you're also responsible for the lives of the people. It's about while you are making the millions of dollars that you have dreamt of making, how are you touching the hearts and souls of millions of people along the journey?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's beautiful. It's all about lives. It's all about touching lives, and it is so refreshing to see you and having reached such high levels in terms of the business, coming back to reconnecting with yourself and jumping even higher. And it's such a beautiful, example of what it is to reset. It's just a coming back to who you are and then going further
And I
up.
think the world needs this, right? In a
It really
world
does.
of ego and arrogance and
Mm.
people fighting for their countries and for their spaces and for their houses and whatever it is, I think we all need to be more conscious. We need to be self connected because I think one fact always remains that we are all not going to be here forever.
No.
So there is a reason we are on this earth and we're supposed to help each other, help fellow humans grow and evolve with all the knowledge and the love we have in our hearts. So it's more about that rather than transactions and business and growth and buying and acquiring. So, of course, all that is important in life, but we cannot forget the essence of why we are here on this planet.
Exactly. And
And
I
I
love
think
that.
that's what is missing. And
Yes.
I'm trying to, with my work as a leadership coach, as an author, I'm trying to bridge that gap so people, leaders, change makers are more aware of how they can impact the world and make it a better place to live in.
I love that. So this is such a beautiful sentence. We can end on this, how leaders can become more aware of how they can impact the planet and leave a legacy behind them that lives beyond.
Absolutely. Live and leave a legacy, right?
Yes, live and
Live
leave.
that so you can leave
Exactly.
it.
Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Thank you for your time this morning. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. This has been such
Thank
a
you.
delight. You're such an incredible woman. Thank you for sharing. And we will drop the links for your two books. Congratulations again. And I look
Thank you
forward
so
to
much.
reading them.
Thank you for your time. I loved the conversation. I hope
I love
everybody enjoyed it as much.
you
Thank you.
really did. Thank you so much.